All right. Do you want to
sit down?
Sit down
Yeah,
and
why not?
we'll
Let's
talk?
sit down. All right.
Is there room for me up here?
We can sit down, lay down, whatever we're going to do. I mean, we got couches and chairs, so if you guys want to maybe give us a seat and then like.
Are we going to cuddle?
That's sure. We'll
all cuddle
the casting
together?
Couch, right?
All right.
Here we are.
Perfect.
And while we're talking about the Philadelphia Acting Studio, where let's talk about social media following and what the web address would be and where they can find out more information about the Philadelphia Acting Studio.
Sure. So the Philadelphia Acting Studio, you can find us at philaacting.com. And that's Phila, P-H-I-L-A, and then the word acting, A-C-T-I-N-G.com. So if anybody out there is interested to take a class at any point in time or come visit us, please stop by the website.
And where is the studio located if they wanted to venture outside of South Jersey to Philadelphia for acting classes?
Awesome. We're in West Mount area. It's a beautiful little part of Philadelphia, just outside Center City. We got free parking and a lot of trees out there, so it's really nice.
I'm curious if any of our actors here tonight are from New Jersey, or are they all Pennsylvanians? New York. Wow. Thank you for coming down.
Oh, no, I mean, like, I live in
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, welcome to the Northeast. So nobody's from New Jersey. Okay. And what prompted you to start the Philadelphia Acting Studio?
So I'm an actor myself, and after being out in Los Angeles, taking acting classes out there, and coming back to Philadelphia, and just wanting to immerse myself in it as much as possible, and getting to work with so many of the wonderful people in the area. I had the opportunity at a gigantic space. It was an arts hub of about 12,000 square feet, and there was all kinds of artists there. I mean, painters, musicians, other different types of, acting and dancers and things like that. And I just had the opportunity to do whatever I wanted inside the space because I was working with everybody. And being an actor, I said, well, you know what? Why don't we just make the best acting studio that we possibly can, bring in the most talented people we possibly can, and give ourselves an area to work at, and just get better and perfect our craft.
Wonderful. We have Mario Cerrito here, if he's still here with us tonight. Woo! Oh, there he is. Okay. So I interviewed Mario two shows ago, and we talked about and we saw clips from his films, The Listing and also Deadly Gamble. Right. I hope that everyone went home and watched Deadly Gamble. The Listing isn't out yet, but Bernard is the lead in both of those films, correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
yeah.
So we know that you're very, very closely going to watch Bernard's career and see both of these films. Is there anything that you'd like to say about either of those films and the experience that you had working with Mario?
Thank you for watching them, and I appreciate you saying you're going to watch them. Mario's out there. Thank you so much, Mario. He actually helped get us here tonight, so I just want to thank him very much. Yeah.
Yay, Mario!
Extremely talented guy, extremely humble, from the heart type guy, hardworking, and it was a pleasure to work with him on both Deadly Gamble and The Listing. I'm looking forward to seeing The Listing when it comes out. I hear it's going to come out the end of next year, so we had an amazing experience with that. It was it was a more challenging role because you had to go to the depth of your humanity inside the role. But I don't want to give too much away. It was kind of a horror thriller. Yeah, so people get killed. I mean, that happens. It happens in the movies sometimes. But it was it was a very interesting, challenging experience, I think, for all of us. But I mean, it was a very rewarding experience. So then, we're all looking forward to it coming out at the end of next year.
So we will anxiously await word on The Listing. How many students do you have currently at the Philadelphia Acting Studio?
So right now we have about 40. And typically every week we have new people visit us. And the main thing for somebody that's new that wants to come in is that they come in and they kind of do a test class and they visit and they see how everything feels, right? It's all about having a good fit for you because acting is such a internal traveling inside yourself type of an experience. So if you feel comfortable in the environment that we're in with the people that are there and with me and the way I relay the information, then it's a good opportunity for you to give it a shot.
Now, is this a school that focuses more on theater than film, or is there equal emphasis?
So we primarily train people for working in film, TV, commercials, and things like that. Although theater is an amazing space to grow as an actor, I've done tons of plays, as you probably have done tons of plays, right? You got to do one. You got to do one, Tiffany. Being on stage is it's an amazing experience if you ever get a chance to do a play. Um, but yeah, it's we help train people for all those things. But one of the things that I think if you want to kind of ask us like how do we do it, it's we really focus on what's going on inside you as a person, and it's about freeing your artistic expression, right? It's not so much as um, teaching you a certain way that like this is the way that you're supposed to do it, because there may be something that you have inside yourself that could be new, the newest rage, right? Like you could be discovering something new about yourself, and it enlightens all of us at the same time. So that's one of the things like we take a great approach that way to really focus on the individual person and see what it is that they have inside, and if it's something unique that they want to bring out, we should create an environment to do that. So
Is there an age limit? Is there an age where someone can start, and is there a cutoff to, an age limit, sort
yeah,
of?
there is no age limit. I mean, so the vampires are welcome to come in. But as far as so I do get a lot of calls for children. We actually do ages 16 and above right now. So but I have a lot of friends that if anybody has kids and they call me, I can help them, get them, and guide them to the right place. As someone that's younger than 16.
We're definitely trying to let the young people in our community know that the arts are a wonderful thing, and you really have to embrace them and learn what your method is of artistic expression. So we're definitely trying to reach out to youth with this program and try to inspire them to find their direction with the arts. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah.
Very cool.
What plans do you have for the Philadelphia Acting Studio in the future, and what is it? What is your ultimate goal?
So ultimately, in the immediate future, we have I've kind of aligned myself with a new teacher who is a cinematographer. So our immediate plans right now are that we're going to add a component to the studio where we prepare all the students to do a scene just like we did tonight, where it's going to be on camera and it's going to be broadcast. I don't have the exact station it's going to be broadcast on right now, but that's the plan as it is right now. And then just to continue to expand. I mean, if I love Los Angeles, because it's warm out there. I don't know if anybody else likes warm climates, but it's a wonderful thing in Philadelphia, and I think we like even in Jersey here we are right now, spreading the word of the arts and everything, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, I was just so inspired by all the artists that are here tonight, and the great fact that you've all come together, and everybody's organizing around here is awesome. But the big plan is just to keep going, to keep inspiring, to keep helping people open their minds and move forward with their passions and grow as a person. Be more appreciative and be able to appreciate other people. And I think when you start to learn more about yourself and you open yourself up and you're able to express fully through yourself, it helps you to have more compassion for other people. So I mean, that's one of the coolest things about this gig for me.
Absolutely. Now, as far as the level of talent in the Philadelphia area, I really believe that we have some of the best acting talent in the Philadelphia area, And unfortunately, we can't get big production companies, a lot of big production companies, to even look at the area because of the tax credits. So we need everyone, when the time comes to vote for tax credits, we need you to vote yes, that we do want more tax credits for this purpose, because this is how artists like us will be able to be employed. So we really need your support with the tax credits also. Right now, there is a major production taking place in Philadelphia. Do you want to tell them a little bit about that? I'm sure you're SAG. I did some research and I saw that you're SAG. Do you want to talk a little bit about what's going on in Philadelphia with that industry?
Sure. I mean, we some of us may know, or some of us don't know, that M. Night Shyamalan is doing the movie Glass in the Philadelphia area right now, and some of our actors at the studio have worked on it in various capacities. So that's a really cool thing, when a bigger budget movie comes to town with a big, well-known name. But like you said, it's a right. Has anybody been on the Glass set out of us? But okay. Okay, but a couple other people, right? And some of my previous students have let me know that they were on it. Um, but what do we do as far as attracting more work into this area? Well, I mean, we just got to keep our minds positive, right? I mean, we're all just going to keep multiplying as time goes on, right? So, and Philadelphia is located in a nice area. It's close to New York, and I think if we all just keep pushing and staying unified with the end of increasing the tax credit and doing everything we're supposed to do, rallying if you can, for the arts, writing letters to the proper people in government and things like that, and just doing your little part each day. I mean, that's going to greatly enhance the chances of us, expanding the budget and help attract more work. And I think it can be done. It just takes a decision, right? So we all have to decide to do our part if this is your life, I mean, and if it's not your life, and you like movies, and maybe you'll just do it because you appreciate watching movies, and that it's a real thing that we really need to push things through the government so that we can get more attention and resources for the arts.
So, as I was reading through your bio, and what do you think is your biggest struggle in the past as an actor?
That's a great question. Probably getting the type of work that you want to get sometimes, and trying to decide that that thing that so many actors go through is like, do I do this job? Do I really want to do this job, or do I just need the money, or like, what's this all about, right? And it's kind of finding yourself as an artist, and deciding finally, like, this is the direction that you want to go with your image and your presence and the message that you want to send, when you actually spend your time doing projects. Because in the beginning, it's, and you can listen to a lot of movie stars, they say in the beginning, it's like it's just they're thrown into so many situations, and a lot of the times they don't even like it. They're just doing the gig, and some of us are like, well, what do you mean you're doing a gig? You're making so much money, it's great. But we all, again, we have to have compassion. You don't know how that person feels, so it's getting closer into yourself where you can trust yourself and have enough confidence to just go after what you really truly want, and being honest with yourself, right? So that's a struggle that I've had, right? And I'm probably, speaking for everybody, right? So it's like we all have that struggle where it's like, how do we get super honest with ourselves and just follow what we really truly want, and don't settle for anything that we don't really want, right? Because if we don't, then we're our best self. Then we can be our best to everybody else, So that's the constant thing that I work on every single day.
And I think that once you have achieved that kind of level of success where you do have the confidence to turn down jobs, and that is major. You may not have reached the ultimate level of success, but it's validating. So
Sure.
it's pretty amazing that you've reached that position, because most of us haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly pushing away anything, really, but no, I mean, it's super, yeah, it's super gratifying to be in the position that I'm in right now. I mean, I love everybody, that all the students that come to the studio, anybody that supports the studio. I just absolutely love everybody. It's an honor to be able to be involved in someone's life where they can, you know, decide that they want to grow, and they're going to do what it takes to get better, and they're going to commit themselves to, being that better person that they know they can be, whether that's in acting or whether that translates out into something else that they do. So it's an honor to be in that position right now. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's very gratifying, and I wouldn't just take any acting job at this point, just because I'm already in such a great spot. It's like, I mean, but at the same time, we'll see how it goes. I just was on the phone with the new agency before I came, actually, and the attorney. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what type of work's coming down the pike. But
Do you prefer to work in New York or Philadelphia or the West Coast? Do you ultimately hope to land on the West Coast?
so I do have an apartment in Los Angeles, so I can go back and forth, if I have to. But right now, I'm very happy with what's happening at the Philadelphia Acting Studio. If I do have to go out there for something, then there's plenty of people that are, that we've had come through, or that I trust as teachers that could take over. But I don't think right at this moment is the exact time for me to be traveling outside of, the East Coast to do work for any length of time. But then again, I mean, it's, you can jump on a plane and be back in, 6 8 hours or whatever. So anything's possible, and I would go anywhere. I mean, if it's the right thing. Like the agent, we were talking about that. I'm like, look, if a UFO landed in the backyard and the material was good, and I felt I had a good feeling about it, I'll jump in and I'll go up. And they're paying good, the food's good. All right, I'll go. I mean, that would be a hell of an experience, wouldn't it?
I don't even know what to say in response to that. There's also I think I have to. There's also a great debate. Do you?
I got to take off for Planet Mercury. I got a gig, right? Doing a film with a bunch of interplanetary
People. There's also a great debate on whether you should establish yourself and be well established here in this area before venturing into a different market, or is it better to just go where the business is? I have a lot of friends that have gone to the West Coast, and some have been moderately successful, and others just seem to have relocated. If that makes any sense.
It does. Great question again. So my personal opinion is you should go wherever your heart is telling you that you should go, no matter what. And that means that, if deep inside you that you feel something is pulling you somewhere, or you just know it's the right thing to do, no matter what everybody around you is saying, you know you just have to follow, whatever that feeling is that says that you should go to that place, and you'll get your answer. And if you have to move back or something like that, well, then that's the lesson you needed to learn, right? So as far as establishing yourself, I mean, yeah, it's a real thing that it's probably on average easier to establish yourself where you're set up already, right? Than rather than to move out to LA, where it's a different culture if you're not used to it and things like that. But if you have the right mindset, you can go anywhere you want, in my opinion, right? So if you have the right mindset, you're focused, you're willing to do whatever it takes, and I would probably err on the good side of whatever it takes. So I don't mean like, holding people up, or like, stripping off your clothes or anything like that. I mean, just, you're super committed to what your end result is, what your goal is, then the things have a way of kind of working out for you.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what gets me through some of my toughest days, is everything happens for a reason. That's why we're here tonight, and that's my justification for everything. I want to thank you for being here. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Anything exciting that you have going on that you want to let everyone know about?
So, well, I just want to thank everybody. So I want to thank John. I want to thank you. I think it was very awesome. Everybody that was working, all the crews. Yeah. And all the other artists here that we had the amazing opportunity to share in this night with. I want to thank them and all you guys that are here that are audience members. Thanks for coming out. It's a great place. We totally support the arts in Jersey, and I hope it just keeps going with full force. And I know John has plans to expand this into something more, so we're behind you 100%. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. And all the actors, you guys did a marvelous job. So way to go, everybody. Everybody at the Philadelphia Acting Studio.
And we're definitely going to all follow the Philadelphia Acting Studio. So yeah, absolutely. And if there's anything else over time that you can provide us with updates and announcements, we would love to follow you and support you in any way that we can. Thank you. Yes, come back. Come do another scene. Yes. And when we talked about the film that's taking place in Philadelphia right now, Glass, there is a famous actor whose roots are in South Jersey, and Bruce Willis is starring in that film. So I don't know if he's in the area right now, but he has been in the area filming. So I don't know if you'll see him out and about in Salem County, but we have to make sure that we support our own. I also want to ask everyone if you can please support our local Habitat for Humanity. They are up for a grant of $10,000. It's some kind of a contest that they've entered. If you could just go to the Salem County Habitat for Humanity page on Facebook and just click vote. I think you have to put your email address in, but $10,000 in this area would make a huge difference in our community. So I'm going to ask every one of you to please just log on to Facebook and do that for me. And that is definitely an organization that is near and dear to my heart. I volunteer personally. I've been on rooftops and done all kinds of things, learned all kinds of wonderful skills with Habitat for Humanity, and they were kind enough to let us borrow this couch tonight. So that's kind of the least that we can do for them. And again, also thank our very gracious sponsor, the Italian Kitchen. They support us in everything that we do, and we really couldn't do this without them. And thank you to Don for the sound and just keeping us on track, and Chris and Tom. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you again to our audience and all of the talented artists that have come out to support us tonight. Have a safe and happy holiday, and hopefully we'll see you again in February.